Chinook blast is coming up. A Chinook is not what we're experiencing right now. We're getting a north wind instead, and that's a whole different vibe.
We're getting the blast.
Yes,
just the blast part. Yes, this weekend is going to be cold. It's going to feel like, you know, January and what we expect from January. So I just want to make sure you're prepared for that. This cold front that's swiping through has certainly, as we talked about for today, sparked up quite a lot of wind. So the maximum wind gust in Pincher Creek, 100 kilometers per hour, close to that in Lethbridge. And for us here so far in Calgary, 61 kilometers per hour. We are now sitting at the freezing mark. We had that cold front start to swipe through at around 1:30 in the afternoon. So at noon, we were at 9 degrees. And at 1 in the afternoon, we were just at 1 degree. So a quick temperature change, and we will continue to plummet temperature-wise. When we look at current temperatures downtown at the freezing mark, Big Four Motors, Calgary's original Jeep store and more, also at that freezing mark. And for tomorrow in the morning, -10 with a wind chill of -22. So be prepared for colder temperatures. All right.
You called it, Danielle. You said yesterday the weather would turn at about 1 p.m. today, and that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, we had quite a change in such a short amount of time. So from noon to 1, we dropped 8 degrees in Calgary. Couple snowflakes, nothing crazy so far. We're not supposed to get anything crazy on the snow category here. We do need the moisture, but that's not what we're getting from this. We've been getting the wind, and that's going to start to die down tonight. Now, it will still be gusty tonight and still be gusty in most communities tomorrow morning, and then we'll get a break from those wind gusts tomorrow afternoon. Here's a look at those maximum wind gusts again. So impressive, 100 kilometers per hour in Pincher Creek was the maximum one, 93, so close to 100 in Lethbridge, 61 for Calgary, and into the 70s for Brooks and Medicine Hat. Again, we're looking at those potential gusts possible for the next couple hours before things start to quiet down a little bit for tonight. 0 right now in Calgary. Our daytime high was 10. So quite a cool down already today, and we're going to continue to plummet over the next couple of days, and that's why our daytime highs by the weekend will be in the -teens. I'll show you the long range in just a second, but 2 in Lethbridge, Brooks, Medicine Hat, and Pincher Creek right now. Okay, here's the wind warning in place, and that's in the purple. Actually, depending on your TV, it's either purple or blue here, but this is the wind warning that's in place. It just ended for Pincher Creek over to Lethbridge. So again, it's still going to be gusty, but not as gusty as the 100 kilometer per hour gusts here, but still that possibility of very strong gusts, Medicine Hat and up. I'm going to pop out the wind warning here so you can see the other warnings in place, Drumheller, Empress, and up. That's really where they're dealing with snow and blowing snow and poor visibility for the next few hours at least, because the core of the system is just above Edmonton. You can see that spin right there. And here you go. There's our cold front that's been swiping through. So it sparked up a few flurries. That's really what it was supposed to do. It certainly increased those winds. That's what it was supposed to do. And behind this is opening the gates for much cooler air. Just to play through the next day or so here, we're looking at the potential for some isolated flurries here and there. But again, in southern Alberta, we're not looking at any real accumulation. And then mainly cloudy skies for tomorrow. And then by tomorrow night, we could see another little burst of flurries once again. Okay, so we're looking at gusts continuing 50 kilometers per hour possible tonight and through tomorrow morning in Calgary. And then quieting down for the afternoon. -7 as our high for tomorrow. But keep in mind, in the morning with the wind chill, it will likely feel like -22. So be prepared for a much colder start tomorrow. By Saturday in the morning, the wind chill -27, and you're looking at a daytime high of -14 and -15 for Sunday. If you don't like the cold, it will start to warm up by early next week. All right.
Danielle, we just have to hang in there through the weekend. It warms up again on the other side.
Yeah, if you're not a cold fan, you know, you got the warmer weather by about Tuesday.
Okay.
I mean, big improvement even by Monday, which I'm going to show you in just a second here. Currently, we are sitting at the freezing mark. Believe it or not, we got to a high of 10 today, but then we quickly dropped by about 1 in the afternoon. Normal is -3. Okay, here's what we're talking about. -7 is a high for tomorrow. Be prepared for a very cold start in the morning because we haven't been used to this. -22 is what it will feel like in the wind chill with the wind chill when off to work and school. By the weekend, -teens, but as we were talking about, by Monday, you're back up to -3 and then above the freezing mark by at least Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So it's a short-term, big cool down Ian.
Big shift in the weather this afternoon. Let's bring Danielle in. I know firefighters were really worried about the wind. It was very windy out today.
Yes, it was awful today. The good news with regards to the winds is it's starting to ease. It's still going to be gusty, though, for tonight and in through tomorrow morning for most communities. So as we discussed for today, that forecast for today with that 1 p.m. Cold front that was going to swipe through was going to spark up these really big wind gusts and also drop the temperatures significantly. So we did get to a high of 10 today, and we dropped 8 degrees in just an hour from noon to 1 p.m. So a significant change in the temperature, and check out these wind gusts. 61 was the maximum wind gusts in Calgary, 100 kilometers per hour in Pincher Creek, and close to that in Lethbridge, into the 70s for Brooks and Medicine Hat. At this point in Calgary, again, we did get to 10 today, but we are now sitting at that freezing mark. Temperatures will continue to plummet, but at least the winds are easing a little bit. We're still looking at wind gusts around 50 kilometers per hour, even 70 is possible through the next couple of hours in Calgary. Overnight will die down to about 60, and then by tomorrow morning we'll have gusts around 50 kilometers per hour, and then it will be quieter in the afternoon. But we're looking at that cold air really filtering in, so be prepared for a wind chill of -22 to kick off your day tomorrow. In the afternoon, just a high of -7 base temperature. More details coming up on that cold weekend, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Let's bring Danielle back in now. The good news is I never like to be cold, so I didn't actually put my parka away. I had a feeling I might need it again.
Yeah, not too far away, right?
Yeah.
Just on the hook over there. Well, we need it definitely for the weekend. And I'm sure you've noticed the big temperature drop today. We talked about this cold front swiping through around 1 p.m. in Calgary was the ETA, and that's what ended up happening. So we had the winds pick up. We had a few flurries because of this, and temperatures went from 9 degrees at noon, and by 1 p.m. we were just at +1. So we dropped 8 degrees in the matter of an hour, and now we're down to -2, and temperatures will continue to plummet over the next day or so, getting us to daytime highs of -teens by the weekend. All right, we'll talk about this right now. Lethbridge and Brooks at +1, Medicine Hat at 3, still very gusty in many communities, but it is starting to ease for the most part. All right, 61 kilometers per hour. That was our maximum wind gust in Calgary today, 100 in Pincher Creek, and then close to 100 in Lethbridge, into the 70s for Brooks and Medicine Hat. What we're looking at right now is those wind warnings, which on your TV screen is either blue or purple. It's starting to actually end further to the south because the winds are starting to ease. It's still gusty, but starting to get out of that wind warning criteria. Medicine Hat still in it because gusts up to 90 kilometers per hour still possible for the next couple of hours until it starts to quiet down a little bit. And then, as you can see, the wind warning in place. I'm going to pop that out, though. Drumheller, Empress, and North dealing with snow and blowing snow. So those warnings are in place there. Okay, so the core of the system is north of Edmonton here. You can see that spin. And this is the cold front that swiped through, delivered a few flurries, certainly brought in the wind gusts, and is continually dropping our temperatures. What this is doing is it's opening the gates for much colder air to continue to move in from the north. We're looking at getting a couple flurries. This is a look at overnight, and then tomorrow, so mainly cloudy skies and a couple flurries here and there possible, but we're not looking at any accumulation of snowfall really for us, unfortunately, because we do need the moisture, not the wind. When we look at tomorrow, be prepared for a cold start with the wind chill in the early morning hours. -22 is what it will feel like. By the afternoon, -7, feeling more like -13. In Calgary, we're looking at gusty conditions up to 50 kilometers per hour overnight tonight and through tomorrow morning, and then quieting down by tomorrow afternoon. And then check out your weekend. Base temperatures, daytime highs in the -teens.
Skipping is such a good workout.
It is a great workout.
Okay, you guys, a New Jersey dad has gone viral with actually a pretty simple trick. So this is Robert Noonan's first and only TikTok video. Shows him expertly opening a beer bottle with his tape measure. He was very pleased with himself for this. It took him 3 attempts, he says, before he got it. It's not that many, actually. This video now has millions of views.
You know what everyone's doing tonight. Yeah?
Trying it.
Get that
Absolutely.
tape measure out.
You gotta see if it works.
He must be an engineer. How would you even
I don't know.
think of that?
Figured it out. A cat lover in Oslo came up with a clever way to get their pet back inside without them having to go all the way downstairs to let them in. So just look at this. A neighbor captured this person lowering a basket out the window on a rope down to where their fluffy feline friend is waiting on the ground floor windowsill. The cat attempted to jump into the basket from the ledge, missed, landed in the snow, but knew what it was doing. It gets in on the second attempt, and then it's pulled into the open upstairs window.
That's a lot
Pampered.
Pampered.
Right.
That's a lot of trust that cat has there.
Looks like he does it all the time. Finally, we just have a little horsing around. You guys, this is Alvin the miniature horse. He's skipping. He loves to skip. He's so excited to show off his talents. Apparently, most horses cannot do this, especially not without a rider, which makes his trick even more impressive.
Likes the snow.
That's a very cute little horse.
And how happy is that?
I know. Oh. Very cute.
Okay, Skywatch weather camera. Yeah, it's bouncing around still a little. It's still a little gusty. It will continue to be gusty at times up to 50 kilometers per hour before the winds really die down later in the morning tomorrow. All right, when we look at temperatures today, we got up to 10 degrees in Calgary today. That was earlier in the morning. Then we were sitting at 9 degrees at noon. By 1, we had dropped down to 1 degree. So it was a quick drop of 8 degrees in just a matter of an hour as that cold front really started to make its way in. So yes, we did get up to 10 today, but we're not looking at anything like that with regards to temperature over these next couple of days. The weekend will be frigid, so be prepared for that. And even tomorrow morning with the wind chill, it'll feel like minus 22 out there. Okay, here's a look at the system, and the core of it really is up just north of Edmonton. You can see that spin right here. This is the cold front that swiped through that brought in some flurries. We're not looking at any significant accumulation of anything, but we may see a few flurries here and there in southern Alberta, Calgary included, here and there as we go through up until about Friday night. So, but again, no accumulation for us. 2 degrees for a high for Kelowna. You can see a lot of cloud cover for the southern interior BC. Minus 6 for Edmonton with some snowfall. Red Deer seeing some snow as well. And again, in the south, mainly cloudy skies with a chance of a couple flurries. Coronation more likely to see a little bit of snow as well as Jasper. The winds will calm down, so 50 kilometer per hour gusts possible for all of these communities, Calgary, Lethbridge, Pincher Creek. But again, that will tame down and be pretty quiet by tomorrow afternoon. Looking at that 10-day trend, you can see minus 7 is our high for tomorrow, minus mid-teens for the weekend, but then we rebound pretty quick. Another Chinook condition kicks in for Monday, getting us back up to minus 3. All right.
Tommy Wilden Jr. would say about that.
He'd have something good and memorable to say, I'm sure.
He really would.
Thank you, Glenn.
And now I'm craving popcorn, so. Anybody else on that one?
You can almost smell it.
All right, so let's talk about the weather here, because be prepared for, yes, temperatures cool today, but they're going to cool even further. Minus 22 with the wind chill is what it will feel like tomorrow morning to kick off your day when off to work and school. And that minus 7 as a high will feel more like minus 13. And then by the weekend, you're looking at temperatures, base temperatures in the minus teens, feeling closer to almost minus 30 with the wind chill at times. Okay. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Marnie Kane braved the winds out there today and the dropping temperatures at noon in Quarry Park.
And the sky was still blue. Yeah. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great evening.